What's going on, everyone? This is your Captain Draith, alongside Lutz and Dream Tim. And yeah, this week we're going to be talking about email. And we have a special guest, Mr. Freeman, who's from Ultramail, that's going to talk to us about an awesome project that, well, personally, I think it's pretty damn awesome. That'll put Proton Mail to shame. And there's many reasons why it'll put it to shame. So let me bring him aboard. All right, we got Mr. Freeman. How's it going, buddy?
Hey, good. What about yourself?
Busy as always, man. Busy as always.
Yeah, same.
So you are the head of Ultramail, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
You want to give a quick intro about yourself and then talk about the project?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, hi everyone. So basically, my name is Oscar, and I'm the head of Ultramail. And what we are trying to do is to break the illusion of security and privacy in terms of communication. And one way of communication is an email. And besides the emails, there's also the chat. So we see that there's still inefficient way of the security and privacy there, because as our experts and also architecture sees the tech, then we see there's no good solution out there. And that's why we want to build a new secured way of email service.
So how does that compare to something like, say, Proton Mail, which I see a lot of privacy advocates use?
Yeah. Well, first thing, I mean, we need to look like who is behind the Proton Mail before we start listing some technical things. I mean, Proton Mail started as a good project. It was based on Onion domain, and the idea of project itself was pretty good. But by the end of the day, the development and also the users, they didn't reach what they expected, and they were in a need of funding. And once you see like who funded the project at the start, it was the right hand of Barack Obama, by handing over $500,000 for early investment, and then of course a follow-up investments from Switzerland, non-governmental institution as well, and then of course a funding from CIA, non-governmental organization as well. So by end of the day, I mean, if you see the Proton Mail and also the shareholders and the funding, I mean, it kind of raises the question, is it really secure? Is it what it stands for? By the end of the day, I mean, it doesn't really look secure as you would like to have it, because it still is based on those certificates as SLTLS, and in terms of proxy, and it can be pretty easily hacked and accessed. As the same question arises, why they use CIA data protocols and why such formatting is needed there. So that really triggers the mind.
Man, that's crazy. So,
Yeah.
from a previous conversation that we had, you mentioned that the the central service actually owns the encryption keys to everyone's emails, right?
Yeah, I mean, as for now, every single service that you are using for email, your local administrator, for example, if you use Gmail for your like company and for your employees to chat, and you're the CEO, for instance, and you're speaking about a impactful decision or a new product to launch, but your local system administrator can access the data actually, and he can read your emails. By the end of the day, this guy can sell easy the data on dark web or any other competitor, leak the data, and gain a benefit from it. That is just one of like true examples how the data can be leaked and also can be seen. It can be seen by your local administrator. So if your local administrator can see it, then you have also some questions to raise.
Now, what about the encryption keys for something like Proton Mail?
It's the same stuff. I mean, the ProtonMail holds the encryption keys to decrypt your information. And there was this guy who is highly professional in mathematical skills and cryptography. So he had this research paper about ProtonMail and their encryption. By the end of the day, he proved that ProtonMail is not a safe way and can decrypt the information and access it.
So things like message contents, attachments, all that stuff, they can.
Yeah, everything. I mean, all the files, all the contact details, everything that you write in email or attached to it. By end of the day, it's not secured like we want to have. For example, Ultramail wants to have a public and private keys. It's a asymmetric way on how you can uh, secure the data. But for ProtonMail, it's more like symmetric on a password basis. Plus, they are not using password proof concept that also pirate chain is all about in a one way.
Yeah. So what's Ultramail's solution to all this exactly?
Mm. I mean, but by end of the day, the solution is the first private and secure communication, because it will be only on Ultramail network. You won't be possible at the beta version to send out to Gmail or ProtonMail users or receive emails from them, because sophisticated solutions requires a uh, very complicated architectural side, and also the development takes a lot of time. But for beta version, we'll already provide the most important thing. It's the communication between you, between your partners, between your colleagues, between your friends or group of people. By providing such solution, you can really depend on it, because we'll be showing also the architectural side once we launch the beta, because delivering the tech stack and also what is behind it really gives the confidence in users that this is the new way and secure way of email service providing. And additionally to that, I mean, we want to spread this email as much as we can throughout the privacy community.
Now, what kind of encryption do you use?
Yeah. Regarding encryption, as I mentioned, then we use multiple layers of it. One is involved in proxies, one is involved in data for verifying, and also by verifying the person and the messages, we use also public and private keys. And then by combining those three-tier layers uh, of the solution, like the blockchain, the app layer, and data layer, you end up with this secure and private way, because no one will be possible to open and decrypt your email, because you will be holding the public-private keys, similar to the wallets and verifying the transactions.
Message contents.
And the person B will also be having those keys in order to decrypt it, because by using blockchain, we can use the system in order to have multiple functions. It is irreversibility. The recorded operation cannot be overwritten or changed, like, for example, hacking the message and changing it. And also the availability. All parties can access the distributed data. What are all parties? Of course, the sender and the receiver here. Then the chronology and timestamp. All parties know when the operation was included in the allocated data system. And then, of course, memorandum of understanding. An operation that is attached only if it is approved by anonymously by the network parties. So network parties are, again, sender and receiver. And then the fifth is verifiability. So the correctness of the records. For instance, a transaction is an email. One email is one transaction, similar to cryptocurrency transactions, I mean. And using these cryptographic methods, we can surely assure you that the data is only seen by the sender and seen by the receiver.
Okay, so that it's from what it sounds like, you're using zk-SNARKs, right?
Yeah. We have another option for blockchain technology, but we are in decision by end of this week about which approach we'll be using.
Oh, what other approach would you use?
Well, for instance, we are currently in R&D process of similar types that can use for blockchain. Also, we are looking further on also with pirate chain as one of the options, but by the end of the day, we'll be looking who will be the best suitable in the whole architecture and in the whole network layout plan, because my team, it consists of R&D people from blockchain, and it consists of professional architectures that can provide the decision upon. Yeah.
Okay. Now, how does the whole service work exactly? Like from a new user using it, how would that look?
Mm. Yeah. I mean, we want to provide the same user interface and experience as you have with, for example, Mail. So you can still make the registration as it's supposed to be, but at the end of the day, we will not be asking any private stuff as well in the registration process. You can also use our random generator of the username ID. And second, you'll be able to pay for the subscription via cryptocurrency. So any possible cryptocurrency will be acceptable, the most popular ones. And then basically you can open up your user interface and start connecting with other people around you. And you'll be in order to send an email, of course, you'll be needing a address to send, and it will be a Ultramail address. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And yeah, sorry. An additional feature in order for cut the cost on the server as well, we will be introducing a chat functionality. So not only an email there will be, but also integrated chat option.
Gotcha. Now, will this be a centralized service in the sense of like, basically one person running a node for the server for the data to run through, or is this a decentralized operation to where multiple people can run their own node?
We tend to look on a decentralized way currently.
Okay, cool. Now, as far as your website, what is the address to your website?
Sorry.
What's your website address?
So now it's private. We will be launching by end of this week the landing page. You'll be able to sign up as a early beta tester. We'll be giving you some basic functionalities to test, and also you'll be rewarded. You'll have the privilege to use Ultramail for free after being as a early user. And once we reach the beta version that we plan by end of June, then basically we want to roll out to anyone who has early sign up for. But a message will come, and we will be connecting to anyone in the privacy community about Ultramail, and also about partnerships, about investments, and also about any other way that we can spread out the Ultramail. And as for now, our objective is to cover the privacy community first before we go out into the world shouting that we have a private network finally.
Can I just ask a quick question? I mean, you talked about Protomail before, and you said it was involved with the wrong kind of people, and it was like a compromised email address. Is there any reliable or safe or private email services out there right now?
Not that I know. You might see there's this ledgermail.io, but it works like an add-in, and it uses a Gmail and Outlook integration, and that is already unsecure. And second, there's this Beeple, I think the name was. They've been out for 3 years of development. They still haven't launched the product. And third, they are using SSL certificate. So that's kind of not secure by any means. I would say there isn't any secure mail, except if you develop by yourself for private use of your group. Well, yeah.
Does your technology use PGP at all, or you rely simply on zk-SNARKs?
That is a good question, and simply because I'm not a techie guy, I couldn't respond to it. But definitely, we'll be providing a update on the stack that we're using.
Cool. All right. Let's open it up to questions from the community. See anything on any of the socials, Tim?
I'll check.
And for those in Discord, go ahead and post up your questions if you have any. Or raise your hand and we can bring you on stage. All right, we got somebody wanting to speak. Mark Anthony. What's up, Mark Anthony?
Hello?
Hey, how's it going?
Hi, how are you?
What's your
How's
question?
everybody? Okay, question about like the email stuff and maybe a bit of internet stuff too. My experience with, let's say, the PGP side of things, it was more like the issue came down to the device that you're using. So a lot of times, with my understanding, you could have good policies, you could have the PGP, I guess, protocol, public signatures, private signatures, keys, and then you have your signature as well. I guess that would be kind of like a handshake style thing, right? The thing is, what device can we really trust for the security side of things, you know?
Good question.
Because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, example, like authorities, if they get a hold of somebody's device, they kind of, they have all the time they need in order to do whatever they need to do to get ahead of something, right? Now, at the end of the day, it's up to the individual to protect themselves hardware-wise. Now, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, there's all this privacy, very good, all this stuff, but what hardware can we really trust? You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's also a project-based that delivers a hardware, a phone that is based on Linux. And we're also we have intention actually to reach out to them and start a collaboration, a partnership. And I mean, that is one way how you can like use another alternative except for like iPhone or Android, because iOS and Android is the big tech. I mean, it's not. It still like captures your data, still analyzes the data, but by the end of the day, I mean, your question is about the input, the data input that the hardware could potentially take, but it's not like how it works. I mean, you'll be working on our platform, on our system, and data will not be actually possible to kind of know what you're typing. But I mean, from hardware wise, just my suggestion is this Linux phone.
Librem is pretty cool too. You guys heard of Librem and Purism?
No.
Yeah.
Their Intel chip is not an Intel chip. It's it's designed by them, so the hardware vulnerability is solved with them.
Yeah, see that in itself is a difficult question, just because that has more to do with the user than anything else, because,
And the hardware.
Well, yeah, the user end, because of the hardware that they use. If the hardware is compromised to begin with, then realistically anything that you do, aside from completely modifying your phone, or just getting a completely secure phone for that matter, if you don't do those things, then you're kind of screwed anyways.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's see. Any other questions, Tim, from socials or anywhere else?
So is your solution completely decentralized, or does it utilize centralized servers somewhere?
So we are intending to decentralize. We're not going to use any like centralized servers and proxies. Yeah.
What kind of network are you planning to use? What on
So
that layer?
basically, there's one company based in Lithuania who's working in the decentralized networking and server providing. But by end of the day, I mean, we want to have in long term our own servers, and we want to manage them simply because we can't really trust any other company.
Correct, but your intentions and the actual route you're going is completely two separate things completely. So, it's either you do it right or don't do it at all. That's what my father always taught me. So,
Yeah.
So what I suggest you do is just forget that plan and come join Pirate and start building here in the pirate ship. And we have tons of talent here, and we have different methods of creating that layer that you need.
Well,
and we might even put you in touch with other people like Cordal, who has their own chain with their own network.
They're using zk-SNARKs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I like it.
Yeah. On top of that, there is and that's part of the reason why I've been in talks with them too, because we're looking at a potential partnership between Ultramail and Pirate. So that's one of the things that I was interested in.
Yeah, well, I haven't smacked him around a little bit, so he hasn't. Let me do my interrogation over here. So,
Yeah,
so,
I
so,
mean, let's
what's
discuss.
your what's your thoughts? I think you should give up on that centralized service. You're just going in the wrong direction. And then you got to do the work of offboarding people off of that platform onto your new decentralized platform, which is going to be
Yeah,
a lot of work in
No,
itself. So by that time, I gather you're going to give up and it's going to be over.
I got your point, and it's well stated. How we approach is that until beta, we use something that is outside of it, and and then we will be having a smooth transmission, because by end of the day, sorry by using this, I mean a bit
Okay.
tired, 16
No, no,
hours work
no,
day,
no,
but
no problem. What we want to do is we want to help you, right? We want to
yeah,
make sure that you build what you
completely
build better.
understand. I mean,
Make it better. So we have a whole development team. We have a lot of people in the R&D department. You could jump in, ask questions on how to do
yeah, we
things.
have as
Because
well.
I'm guessing,
We can
how many
collaborate.
developers? How many developers do you have?
4.
Four. Okay. What would and which ones
We
are they all
back then.
geniuses, or is there one
Yeah.
genius and three smaller developers?
Yeah, a bit about developers. So we have also a partner and an equity holder from R&D lab of blockchain, and they have also developers. So basically, they have dedicated like 2 people. Then it's from my side, 2 experienced people that are experienced in building a sophisticated architectures and also in cryptography. So we have
Oh,
super
okay.
strong core
Very
team,
nice.
I would say.
Okay,
And then
I
we
need that.
have,
I need your talent. I need your talented people, and you need my talented people. So
yeah, we can
after the chat,
combine and yeah,
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 after the chat,
yeah,
get with Drake and join us. And go and get some help. We're all on this mission together. All right, I'm
yeah.
done with my
I totally
interrogation.
agree. I totally agree.
Great job, man. What's the website? Can you link it for everybody inside the chat?
the website's coming out soon. He said
All
this
right,
week.
Yeah, this week.
all right, awesome, man.
There was another question. Let me see. Where's it at? Is the Ultramail code open source and can it be audited by the public?
Yeah, we'll be selecting like who will be auditing and then giving the reviews. By end of the day, I mean, we need to um, we need to present that this solution is safe for any user to use and private and secure. I mean, we'll be just giving a for them to register profile and then go on with your testing. I mean, try to break it as well, and we have already set up a few like hackers that will be testing as well by the end of the day.
Awesome. Um, is there a GitHub link?
Nope, it will come later. We have it, but I mean, it is on a different profile.
Gotcha. Okay. Someone asked, is this solely a service or can you set this up on a home lab or for personal use so you can have your own email thing on your own domain?
As for the beta, it will not be possible for your domain, simply because domains can expose some viable unsecure network layering. I mean, and as we see about domains, and we actually in R&D about our domain as well, since um, not all domains are safe, and especially ones that are being controlled by the big tech companies behind it. So we know that there's this unstoppable domain like .zil, for example. We have been researching them as a alternative, but by end of the day, I mean, we still need to somehow manage the people to get on board. use this service. So we'll be using on the proxy side for also the domains some encrypted layers as well. It hasn't been implemented yet in any solution we have researched. It is like proof of concept on the paper, but yeah, we are planning and keen on doing it. And I think with help of Pirate, we could accomplish it sooner.
Cool. Now, how do you become a beta tester?
Yeah, so basically, once we're gonna launch the page, you just enter your email, do the reCAPTCHA, and that's it, and we will be in contact with you.
Cool. Yeah. You can go ahead and when that's ready, go ahead and provide me the link, and then I'll throw that in the
Yeah.
announcements and stuff for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and definitely you can reach out to me, anyone who's interested in a partnership or becoming as an investor, because we're also fundraising, and we want to fundraise also from the privacy community first. Yeah, we learn from mistakes from Ultramail.
Let's see. Any other questions from YouTube or anywhere else, Tim?
How
Not
much? How
relevant
much
to
are you
this.
fundraising? How much are you looking to fundraise? I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, so basically in total is up till 1 million because well, but we split it in the batches, by milestones that we need to accomplish. And as for now, we are looking around.
How much do you need to accomplish the first milestone, and what is that milestone?
Yeah. So the first milestone is the beta version that includes the primary functionality of sending and receiving email in the tech setup as we have from the provided R&D doc. So that includes like development work for an additional month, a bit more than a month, yeah. And we need to finalize also the front end with the front end developers and also the designer. So by end of the day, we need hires to pay staff of 7 people. So that equals around 200.
All right. People do need to get paid. FYI, everybody
Yeah, of
in
course.
Pirate, everybody in Pirate is a volunteer.
Yeah.
We pay with our
As for
passion.
now, we are volunteering everyone on the team.
That's right. You got to do that. Sometimes you got to work for free for a little while to start making some money.
That's right. We have worked for quite some time already, so we have been in a stage now that we feel comfortable about the tech side. We're comfortable about the execution and also about the team setup.
So according to phase 1, how much of the project do you actually have done at the moment? Like, is anything usable? Can we use anything in a beta?
So we have planned also the basic things like encryption, decryption. And also we have set upon the architectural side of network layout, and yeah, the rest is on the backlog.
Okay, all right. So I suggest next time you come on, bring a developer with you. So we could really ask them the the real technicals.
Yeah, they're sleeping. I mean, they're getting rest because where I'm speaking from is 2 in the midnight.
Devs don't sleep, man. JL77 tells me he stays up like 3 days sometimes straight.
Yeah, our person named Alex, he's like, I don't know, he's like an AI person, I think, because I think he's integrated in the computer. He's available always there, but I mean, at midnight he's not available because I think he's recharging his batteries.
All right, we got to build him an AI for the future. We'll put it on the whiteboard.
All right. Yeah. So I think this was very, very informative, and honestly, man, I think this is a pretty solid project for the fact that you're solving a real issue. You know, there's a lot of projects out there that just basically are solving a non-issue. Whereas this, for example, you know, with Proton Mail pretending to be secure and private, and a lot of other services out there that are just completely exposing data, something like this, especially that if it uses zk-SNARKs, it's going to be pretty damn solid, in my opinion.
Mm.
So yeah, any last words you want to get up before we close this off?
Yeah, I mean, I would like to thank actually to anyone here listening, and also to Pirate Chain for um, having a call with me, and also spreading the word, because at the end of the day, I mean, our mission is to decentralize and also to help each other in order to live in a more freedom and more in a privacy and a secure world, because that really matters. And I mean, when you think about also some next generations that you can like speak to, I mean, let's not invite them to use some big tech company solutions and also not social networking. Um, I mean, we can build also great solutions for the next generations to come, not only now.
Cool. Well, appreciate you having coming on, man, especially on short notice like that. So thanks for
Yeah,
all the information
always,
about the project and stuff.
always.
It's great.
All right. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Thank you for showing up at this meeting. Unless there's anything else that you want to say, Lutz.
I was just typing. um, so next week we have Aaron coming on with his Rum Runner solution for our private messaging app. Uh, the goal of it, the vision of it, is to have on-chain and off-chain messaging at the same time in one app. We have on-chain that's called the memo field in your wallets, guys. Yes, yes, the memo field is a messenger. What a concept! So that memo field is protected, just as protected as your pirate. So it's the same security level. So if you want to use messaging through your wallet, that's a great idea. But it's not 100% of the solution, because I thought as well it was, but JL77 educated me. It's not a great solution because it's on chain, and anything on chain is always recorded somewhere. And you're doing some dirty things with your wife or whatever. You don't want that recorded anyway, right? So in the future, if they can, like 30 years from now, quantum computers, they can figure out a zk-SNARKs somehow, some way. You don't want that, right? So there's an off-chain solution as well, and that's Dex P2P. It was created by JL777, and if you guys want to research it, Dex P2P is an off-chain solution, still another chain though. And Grulsa Tinder has, I believe he's one of the masters of Dex P2P. So is Shosane and some other people in the Komodo environment. And we have a new guy in the R&D department. His name is Mulroy, and he's quickly becoming very skilled, or adapting well. I guess he had the skills, so when he came on, it was easy for him to adapt.
Yeah, he created offline transaction signing.
Who's that?
Mulroy.
Oh, did he?
I believe so. Yeah.
All right, then he's the genius we need. I brought him into the R&D department a few days ago, and he's one of our new guys. And he's doing some great work. He gives me updates every day, so it's really exciting.
People from social are asking when the Changely, then when the Changely can be used again, and what's going on with CoinEx.
What's going on with CoinEx is you should not be using that shitty exchange. That's what's going on with it. Stop using those exchanges, people. Come on. What year is it now? You want to get hacked? Those exchanges are so tiny, and even the big ones I've seen go down instantly, and you lose everything. Stop using garbage exchanges, man. That's the problem. Stop using them. All right, they're garbage. But at the at the same token, I think Forge has upgraded the wallets, so those solutions should be coming in very soon. Those exchanges can't handle the volumes as of recent, from what I understand. I have to get Forge on to verify that, but
Well,
he could tell us to load down.
well, basically, what Forges created was basically a way to rescan a wallet and do it within minutes instead of like days. So instead of individually scanning for one address's transactions, it scans all of the addresses at the same time. So that significantly improves the rescan time. And on top of that, for what is it? For exchanges that have a crap ton of addresses, he's done major improvements, more so than actually Zcash has done. So we're doing stuff that Zcash hasn't even done yet to improve the handling of Z addresses. So there's a significant amount of improvements that Forge has made over the past several months that will be integrated into not only the exchanges but into the wallets as well. So
Awesome. Yeah. See, I run my own fleet of people in the R&D department, so I'm pretty busy doing that most of the time, and I kind of can't keep up with the main team most of the time, especially with some private life stuff going on right now. So the best people to keep you up to date with the wallets is probably Drake and Forge and Cax and Dream Team. They're really the main team.
cool.
I'm just like you.
Alrighty, let's go ahead and close this out. So yeah, appreciate everybody coming. It was a great chat, great questions that came up and everything like that. And is next week the month? No, week after is next is monthly. Man, time flies.
No, yeah, week after next week. That's right. Next
Yeah.
week we have Croetic coming on from Cordal. He's going to tell us about the updates on the Cordal decks, and we have Aaron from R&D. Is going to show us the cool solution for Rum Runner. That'll be exciting for next week.
Cool. So, all right, guys, this is Draith, Lutz, Tim, and the crew signing out. Catch you all later.